It's Friday, April 17th, and I'm back in ranting mode today. I don't know how many of you out there realize that we, the taxpayers, are about to spend millions of dollars on a direct mail marketing campaign. I'm talking about what the world-class ass-kissing Secretary of the Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, did by authorizing that Donald's signature be used to sign all the coronavirus relief checks. This is the first time in our history that a presidential campaign activity was blatantly funded by the taxpayers. I'm sure most of you who received these checks can use the money, and the canceled check may actually have some value. So keep them next to the rolls of toilet paper that you have amassed, just in case you run out of toilet paper. Here's a fact that probably Donald didn't research. I believe he was thinking that 137 million who filed would see his name on the check. But that's not how it works, because only 80 million are entitled to a check. And 89% of those who filed and are entitled to a check filed online. No check, no signature, nada. Online filers get direct deposited money. They are never going to see his signature. All in all, there will be only about 8 million physical checks printed. It's just another botch job, Donald. Now it's on to another subject, another rant. Americans are confused about what happened to the stimulus check deposits that were supposed to show up in their bank accounts on Wednesday. The Treasury Department and the Internal Revenue Service launched the Get My Payment web application, allowing people to track their payout, which was hit by early glitches. That doesn't surprise me. At the time of launch. This is so pathetic. By now, the general public has come to believe that the world is filled with incompetence. Incompetent technologists, and that hurts me. This much anticipated tool was designed for you to get information on the status of your federal stimulus payment, as well as to provide direct deposit information if the IRS still needs that data from you. Early morning emails from those who went to the site indicated that there have been a few upsetting glitches in this massive effort. The few were probably the first couple that were reported. The ones that I read about are really disastrous. To get my refund site kept crashing this morning. Can't enter my bank account info due to a system failure. Payment status not available, according to the information we have on file. We cannot determine your eligibility for a payment at this time. Those are not minor discrepancies. The discrepancies we just heard about are not minor, but here's a biggie. About 80 million people were to receive the deposit this week. The Treasury Department said on Monday. But many people expressed concern when the government website said the cash, up to $1,200 a person, was sent to a bank account that didn't seem to belong to them. This doesn't surprise me because bank account numbers do not have check digits, so it's easy to screw them up. But this looks like a deeper problem. This looks like we matched the wrong people to the wrong bank account number. Now that is a terrible system failure. It indicates to me a total lack of the proper testing procedures. When you are putting together files that have disparate information, which is not an unusual situation in a file like the IRS is messing around with, you have to have some control over how the pieces are linked together. You're either using a social security number or a bank account number or something to link these pieces together. So if you've got the bank information in one place and the name and address information in another place and some other data in another place, those three pieces have to be able to come together correctly. And if you screw up, then obviously you are going to get Stan Braunstein, that's me, mixed in with Virginia Rugo or any one of my wonderful friends who get these rants. So now you have people that are upset. They have a check that doesn't have their account information on it, the proper information. They proceed to call the IRS. The IRS tells them to check with their bank. The banks are telling them they got to go back to the IRS and get it straightened out because they don't know who's going to get the money or what. And the IRS is saying, don't worry, we'll write them a check. And these are not only the people with physical checks. These are the people that had wrong bank account numbers deposited with the bank online. The people never saw the check. The only way they knew there was something wrong is when they went online and looked up the information. So we're dealing here with 80 million people. Now, obviously, all 80 million are not wrong, but if you have a small percentage of 80 million people, like 0.2%, that's 160,000 people who the IRS has to write a check for. How long do you think that's going to take them? And don't forget, they'll be verifying up their assholes to figure out whether or not somebody's trying to scan them or what, you know. So this is so disgusting. I am so pissed off. They've given all of technology another black eye, and that hurts me. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'll be calmed down by tomorrow. Bye.